Hello again. Okay, we just finished reading this wonderful story that told us about a lot of different creatures that made the ocean their home, called life in the sea. And so today, the craft that we're going to do is a sun catcher, a jellyfish sun catcher. And right before we start, I'm going to show you another picture of a jellyfish. You can see where this jellyfish almost looks like you can see through it, part of it. And all this down here, it's called their tentacles. And even though they are very pretty, while they are out there swimming, swooshing around in the ocean, you want to stay away from jellyfish because these tentacles will sting you. So if you see a jellyfish, if you're out swimming in either the ocean or in the bay, you want to steer clear of the jellyfish. They're pretty, but they will sting you. So that said, we're going to make a pretty jellyfish that will not sting you, that you can put up in your window at home. And see how pretty this sun catcher is? So we're going to make one ourselves. So what we're going to need is 2 small pieces of clear contact paper, some black construction paper, some ribbon, and some little pieces of different colors of tissue paper. You'll need a pair of scissors and some tape. Now I'm using the masking tape today, just so you can see it where I'm taping it. But on the back of this one, I used Scotch tape, so you can't really see how I've taped it. So let's get going. We have our contact paper, and what we're going to do first is we're going to make an outline for the jellyfish. And so we're going to take our construction paper, which is folded over, and we're going to do a shape that we want our jellyfish to be. And you can make this any shape you would like your jellyfish to be. And so I'm going to have him like this. So you say, well, what about where you're going to, how can you see through this? So this is the tricky part. You want to hold it, and you want to punch a hole. And so this is where an adult will help do this part. You're going to cut a hole in the middle, line it up, line them up so they're even. And then you want to cut up and then just go around, leaving a margin for your jellyfish's frame. And then here, this is going to be the shape of your jellyfish. So now what you want to do is take one of the pieces of contact paper and lay it down. And then you're going to put one of your frames down on this jellyfish, and you want to make sure that you leave, and you want to press that on, and you want to make sure that you leave just a little of the contact paper around all of the edges of the black so that it will stick together with the other piece of contact paper and seal everything in. So this is where the little friends come into play. They then take the tissue paper and you just lay it down and fill in this whole inside of the jellyfish. And it doesn't have to, you could use lots of colors, or you could use one color. This is your jellyfish. If you only have the one color of tissue paper, that's fine. As you saw on my picture, that jellyfish was almost translucent, or you could see through it. The only things you have to be careful of is this is sticky and it will stick to your hands. So if you want to hold it down while you're working on it, just put your finger on the black part. And so then you just go along and you fill it in until you get the inside covered up. And if it covers a little bit of the black, that's okay, because you're then going to put the other piece of construction paper on top and cover that up so you won't even see where it has overlapped. And so I have now covered it up, as you can see. And so now I'm going to push this all over on the side. I'm going to take this one, and this is a good time to practice matching and lining up. And you line it up with the other one. And then taking the backing off of contact paper can sometimes be difficult. Luckily, this one has given me an air bubble, so I can peel it off really easily. But another way that you can do it is if you take the edge and you go like this, it will separate a little bit and hopefully make it a little easier for you to peel this backing off. And just because I said that, it's not going to cooperate for me today. Oh well, I'm going to take the easy way out. Peel this off. And so now I'm going to match it again so that I have the whole thing framed with a little bit on all the sides, so that the contact paper is sticking to the contact paper and it's sealing everything in together. And then I just press it down, and then I have this. And you say, well, that's very pretty, but where are its tentacles? So first, I'm going to take a little of the extra off, and that's just by cutting it around, but I'm leaving an edge of the contact paper around it so it will stay together. And so then I'm taking some ribbon. I've already cut this into lengths, and this is actually curled already. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tape, find out where it starts. I'm going to take little pieces of the tape. I'm just going to put this here so it's easy for me to get to. And then I'm going to take my ribbon, and this time I only am using one color of the ribbon, but you can use lots of colors of ribbon. Like this one, I have 3 different colors for its tentacles, but I wanted you to see that you do not have to have many colored tentacles. So what you want to do is you just line them up along the bottom and tape them on. As you go across the bottom, and you want to keep it on the black part. And if you're really tricky, you can tape 2 at a time and speed that process up a little bit. If your ribbon is not curly and you want to make some of your tentacles curl, you can have your parent, either your mom or your dad or your grandmom or your grandpa or your big brother or big sister, whoever it is that's helping you with your craft, they can cut the ribbon, not really cut it, but they can curl the ribbon for you. And I'll show you how that's done. But since it uses a pair of scissors, it's better, and the scissors are open, you have to have a grown-up do that part of it, because we don't want anyone getting hurt. And I'll show you how you would curl the ribbon. This is very curly. It's going to get really curly when I do this. You would hold the end, you open your scissors, and then very carefully, this is why an adult does this, they put the ribbon on it, put their finger on it, not real tight, and then they just pull the ribbon through. And then it curls like this. So if you wanted that on your jellyfish, you would have an adult curl that for you. And so this guy, this jellyfish is going to have one super curly tentacle. And so here we go. Here's our jellyfish suncatcher jellyfish. Isn't that pretty? Now you can make one and hang it up in your window too. Thank you.